Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today I'm playing some Feral Mage 2v2 with Soda Pop, and we're playing Frost Mage, Feral Druid. In this first game here, we are fighting a Restoration Druid and an Assassination Rogue. If you guys have played any 2s currently, you guys know that a lot of Assassination Rogues are in the queue recently. Assassination Rogue Healer is one of the comps that we are seeing a ton of. So that's why we're playing against this in the current metagame. And let me just put it out there, guys. Feral Mage isn't the craziest comp if you're pushing raiding, if you're pushing for rank 1. It's going to be a fun composition to potentially queue with friends. But these games aren't like, oh yeah, easy peasy, let's just run in this Feral Mage and get some easy W's, because that's not quite how it works. But in this game, I'm going to show you guys kind of how we're forcing the defensive cooldowns, how we're getting our kills, and our mindset throughout the game, so that if you guys do end up playing Feral Mage, you'll know how to play against Rogue Healer in this current metagame. So, eyes come out, guys, at 23:30. It's 24:30 right now, game time. So a lot of the times, if the enemy rogue doesn't want to open up onto you, you have to wait until eyes come out to find the enemy rogue. And the reason that my druid doesn't come out is because if my druid comes out, rogue opens up on my druid, we have a bad opener. Now, the reason the rogue doesn't open on me is because if the rogue opens on me, my druid opens up on the rogue, and then they have a bad opener. So it's just this stalemate, and I've been thinking of potential solutions for Blizzard on how to fix this, because it's rather boring at the start of each match. Both teams are like, oh, I'm not opening, I'm not opening, are you opening? You know, it's like both teams are kind of just too stubborn to actually do anything. So, I was just thinking of potential solutions, and I couldn't come up with anything, really. I mean, maybe my best solution was to bring the eyes out a little bit sooner. So instead of spawning them at 23:30 game time, you spawn them at 24 game time, or 24:15 game time even. So you can basically grab the eye much sooner if people just want to sit in stealth. Let me know what you think of that solution. I don't know if it's a great solution, but it might help stalemates like this at the beginning of matches if the eyes were to pop a little bit sooner after the gates were to open. So right away, guys, we get a skin from the rogue. Okay, the rogue has full haunts. We're opening up nice and slow. I'm polymorphing the rogue. We have no CC on the druid. That means I'm not popping my orb. I'm not popping my comet storm. Not popping the ice nova. Not going too ham yet. I'm building damage. And we're kind of waiting to get some CC onto this druid. Now, my druid is running away. He's healing himself. He's sitting bear form. He's sitting travel form. He's trying to just gain distance. I'm polymorphing the rogue to help my druid then gain distance. I'm slowing the rogue with Cone of Cold, with Frost Nova, with Frostbolt, so the rogue can't connect to the druid. So between the slows and the polymorphs, my druid's able to survive, run away, thorns, bear form, heal himself, walls, stuff like that. And then the entire time, I'm building damage, and we're eventually trying to get some CC. As I say that, we land some CC. We got the polymorph now onto the druid, which is not always easy to get, but sometimes you'll eventually catch him out of form. Full polymorph there onto the druid. Here's the orb coming out. Notice my orb placement. Okay, rogue's here, druid's here. If I were to put the orb here, it would break the druid out. So I put the orb on the far side of the rogue so it doesn't break the druid. Re-polymorph there onto the druid. Pop that common storm, trying to get one more polymorph. My druid is literally 0% life. Like, what is his health bar right now? Like, he has 0 life, and we're somehow hanging on in this game. Squippy from Kel'Thuzad, you're a legend, all right? Healing himself back up, barely surviving in this moment. Rogue's now at 20% life, 30% life. I'm getting healed back up. So now we just reset. My druid's in stealth. I'm slowing the rogue. Rogue's pressing Fan of Knives. I still have 2 ice blocks. I can pretty much put myself out there. I'm not going to get found. And I'm actually going to grab this eye. Now, I grab the eye so the enemy team can't grab the eye and find my druid, since my druid's sitting in stealth. My druid's slowly regenerating back up to full HP. Rogue eventually decides to go me. My druid's back up to 70 or 80%, and we do a go. Right here, guys, Bash comes out onto the druid. Rake Stun comes out onto the rogue. Cross CC, full polymorph out of the bash. Boom, we can get some burst. Hopefully we can get some defensive cooldowns. Bleeds coming out of the rogue. Thorn damage coming out of the rogue. Common Storm, Ice Nova coming out onto the rogue. Defensive kidney onto Squippy right there, while he's trying to run around the pillar and avoid the damage from my Feral Druid. Trying to get some more CC onto their Druid. Their rogue and Druid were kind of line of sighting each other there for a second, but looks like they're A-okay now. And at this point in the game, guys, we're going to keep doing the same thing. My rogue's going to open, get some cross CC with a bash and a stun. We get the polymorph, get some defensives, run, rinse, and repeat, have my druid re-stealth and sit in stealth, hang out, regen, etc., etc. Will eventually work better and better and better and better. Why? Because of dampening. Dampening's at 43% right now. As dampening gets higher and higher, we can actually, our goes are going to be better and better, and it's going to be harder for them to recover each and every time. So now the rogue's here about 40% life, pops the evasion, pops the cloak, Cenarian Ward comes out, Life Bloom, and double rejuve here in a sec. So now our go's over, right? Now our go's over, but the dampening was 45%. We go ahead and Frost Nova the rogue, Cone of Cold the rogue, trying to keep the rogue as slow as possible. Rogue's kind of babysitting me here, so I'm not really trinketing quite yet. Doing probably a late trinket there, late trinket. My rogue steps over to my druid, tries to get a re-stealth. We're trying to keep him. The bleeds do pop the rogue out of stealth, then the rogue goes back into stealth. Spell steal the druid to keep myself combat so I don't get sapped right there. Now rogue opens back up onto my feral druid, trying to polymorph the rogue to let my feral just run away, reset, do the best job he can of surviving, using that Ray of Frost as a slow. It's actually an instant cast slow if you think about it. It'll immediately slow the target, whereas if you were to cast Frostbolt, it would take a second for that Frostbolt to actually slow because you have to cast it and then travel time, stuff like that. Well, Frost Nova, polymorph the rogue again, slow the rogue with the orb, and he does step to his druid, and now my druid's in a lot of trouble, right? My feral druid's doing an incredible job surviving. Dampening now is at 51%, so if we can get a nice re-stealth, all right, get a nice setup, get some defensives, and then do one more go, we could actually win this game. They're both playing Relentless, right? They don't have trinkets available to just pop off at any moment. We get that full polymorph now onto the druid. Flurry, Ice Lance coming in, blink out of that smoke bomb, get that re-polymorph. Comet Storm is coming in as well. We can get that off bash now onto the healer, into that quarter ring of frost. Rogue's getting so low. Does he go down? He does get skinned full hots, Crimson Vial as well. It looks like he's going to be okay. But that was the defensive cooldowns we needed, right? That was Incarnation, that was Tree Form, that was the Iron Bark, that was full hots. Now, if we can get a reset, looks like my druid did, and that's so critical, guys. Squippy getting these restalls in between the goes, preemptively running before the rogue even gets a chance to get some offensive pressure rolling, and then forcing the rogue to go me. I still have 2 ice blocks. I'm not going to die here. Here is where we can really finish the game out. Throw out that orb, the Comet Storm, tons of damage connecting. Ray of Frost through the pillar, and this is one of the reasons I opt to play Ray of Frost instead of Glacial Spike. If they run around the pillar, but you can start the channel of Ray of Frost before they move out of line of sight, you can actually just channel the Ray of Frost through the pillar, continue to do the damage the entire time. It's not going to cancel the channel if they're out of line of sight. So that's very, very nice for Ray of Frost. And additionally, if you go Glacial Spike, guess what? You don't get the icicles on demand whenever you Ice Lance. So you lose out on icicles, and you lose out on this cool ability that allows you to burst essentially through the pillar. But as we continue to this game, we need a little bit more CC, and we can end this game out. Trying to get that polymorph, the druid does shift out, and he's in bear form, so we do not get that polymorph quite yet. Full hots, evasion, Iron Bark on the rogue, 59% dampening. Rogue's kind of overextending a little bit here, and this is probably their big mistake. Rogue's running in. Blind now comes out onto my feral druid. He cannot trinket. He has 13 seconds left there on that trinket, but once we get a little bit more damage, it's probably going to be GG. Now, at this point in the game, I decided to, instead of polymorphing the rogue, I decided to just get counter pressure. 60% dampening. Resto Druid can't heal through it anymore. We Comet Storm. We Ice Nova. Spam polymorphing onto the Druid, and even though it's immune, I'm not getting the polys because he's in bear form. Spamming polymorph, guess what? Keeps him in bear form. He can't heal if he's in bear form. So you can spam polymorphs just to negate healing that way, even if you don't land that poly. All right, so it's good to try, even if you're not landing it. Casting that Ring of Frost for my Druid to kite around. Full bash now comes out onto the rogue. Regrowth being casted. If I land a kick, the game could be over. Another CC it like a polymorph, game could be over. This game is super, super close right now. My Druid's always pretty much close to death, under half HP a lot of this game. Orb onto the pillar, keep that pressure going. Full polymorph now lands on to the Resto Druid. And this should pretty much spell it out, right? Half polymorph lands, Comet Storm, Ice Nova, Ice Lance. There's that classic mage combo, and we finally take out the rogue. So, long game, back and forth. My Druid getting to 0% a couple times this game. Finally, take out the rogue there in a 64% dampening game. And that's why at the start of this video, I was like, this comp isn't great. You're not going to push rank 1 ladder with this composition. You're not going to win every single game. I mean, a lot of your wins are going to be pretty sketchy and look like this, but it's very fun. It's fun to do these resets, longer games, fighting against healer teams, having, really taking advantage of the Feral Druid healing. 835,000 healing done from the Feral Druid compared to his 862,000 damage. And then I'm just there as a goalie, kind of keeping the rogue off my Druid a lot of that game. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you did not enjoy the video, make sure to give it a big thumbs down. Talk to me down below in the comments what you think of this video, what you guys want to see in the future. I love reading the comments, so don't forget to leave that out down below in the comments. Now, don't forget to subscribe if you guys want to see more uploads like this, and click on the little bell notification if you want to as well. I'll see you guys in the next upload. Peace.